Okay, I'm Bob with MB Mold and Air Quality Testing, and my assessment is we've obviously got some visible mold growth on this water damage affected drywall, which is going to have to be removed. The issue that you run into when dealing with any type of mold remediation is that the source of the mold is also releasing mold spores, and that's what causes the problem. So when we tear this, when this drywall is removed, it's going to make a mess. It's going to release a lot of mold spores into the air. So the most important thing is protecting the rest of the house from it. The nice thing is we've got a window here we can use for exhaust. So what we'll do is protect the rest of the house by closing the door upstairs. We'll need some supply air, so we won't tape it off. We want some air to flow through there. We want exhaust air out this window. So they'll use a large HEPA filtered air scrubber and exhaust negative air out the window. That way anything that's stirred up will exit the house like you want it to. I would say with the amount of visible mold that's growing on the wall, the rest of the basement will have settled mold spores on it. So because there's really nothing in here fixtures wise other than some washers and dryers and the mechanicals, probably just a hot water wash of the floor when they're done, as well as a damp wipe of all edges and ledges. I would recommend that this shelving be removed as well. I don't see visible mold growth on it with the naked eye, but because it is wood and attached to a wall that's so adversely affected by water, I'd recommend that those come out. I don't see any issues with this workbench, but I don't think it'd be a bad idea to remove that as well. Again, we've got another piece of wood that's attached right to a wall that's significantly water damaged. My primary concern is how much spore contamination there already is upstairs from this source. My recommendation would be that I take air samples, one down here, and then one on a couple areas in the main level, maybe 2 of them up there, and then one outside for comparison. That'll show us what the spore levels are on in the other areas of the home. For one thing, that will dictate the remediation scope. Obviously, we know what needs to be done down here. It's pretty obvious there's mold growth. The problem is we don't know how much cleaning needs to be upstairs from the spore contamination. If you choose not to do that because of the expense, I understand the work can be done. And then after the work, I recommend that you have air testing done to find out how much spore contamination is there in the living area that you're going to be living in.
Okay. And what's an idea on cost?
Idea on cost,
Even a range?
between $575 and $675.
Okay.
Depending on the number of samples we decide on.
Okay.
Minimum is $575. Like I said, depending on what I see upstairs, like I said, may want to go if the bedrooms are on the second floor.
Okay.
May want one test on the second floor also, since that's where the living area is going to be.
Okay.
So I would say probably $675 would be a good number for that. And then time wise, you're looking whenever the samples are taken, it's about 48 hours later that I get the results after I send them to the lab.
Okay. Now the $675, does that include the testing and cleaning?
No, that's just my services for testing.
That's just your services for testing. Okay.
Yep. What I will do today is I'll go ahead and I'll take some notes on what I see, and I will provide those notes with a game plan to ServPro,
Okay.
one of the project managers there, and then he'll put together an estimate for you for them to remove the drywall and dispose of everything, and then clean the basement. And again, I won't recommend any cleaning upstairs without samples that would indicate whether it needs to be done or not.
Okay. Sounds good.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.